Hello Aquarius, it's Lynn from Devine Central. I'm here with your October 2023 tarot reading. I'm going to pull a card in various aspects of your life, and we are going to see what the universe has in store for you. So I have just gotten to the Mission, Texas area for the winter now. So if you live in the area, please drop me a note below because I'll be doing some events and I would love to be able to invite you. Let's go ahead and switch cameras now and see what the cards have in store for you this month. This is work, finances, love life, friends, family, social, personal development, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, and maybe a little last word from Spirit to see what they have to offer for the month. I'm just using a standard Rider-Waite. It is the original tarot, it says. I got it on Amazon, the original tarot. It is an antiqued deck. And sometimes it's fun just to have something a little different. All right, so for work, we have the Justice card. Now, this can mean a couple of things. Contract that you've been waiting for to come in has come in if you're self-employed. So that would be a good thing. Might be legal matters at work. Maybe the company just created a new handbook for employee handbook and expects everyone to sign it. Make sure if you have any contracts or any legal documents that you have to sign, you make sure that you dot every I and cross every T. It can also stand for injustices. Oftentimes, people want to put off more work on us than technically we can handle or that we should handle. And so it comes a point in time when you really have to say, hey, yeah, I do mind. Or no, just a flat no, I cannot take on anymore. Or my favorite, and by the way, I was in corporate America for a lot of years. And before I owned my own company, what I would always ask my bosses was, well, I'd love to take on that project. Which one on my plate would you like me to put on the back burner to pick up this one? And I'm telling you, it stopped them dead in their tracks every time. It was great. All right, so I digress. Okay, so for finances, we have the Six of Pentacles. And this is obviously a card of give and take. When I see this card, everybody says, oh, it's about being generous to other people. You're on the receiving end and someone's going to be generous to you, or you're on the giving end. You can afford to be generous to somebody else. You can afford to give to somebody else. But oftentimes I see this and say, okay, it's an imbalance to me in power when it comes to money. So who's got the power here? Sometimes it's the bank, right? Sometimes it's the spouse. When I see this card today, I think of a financial advisor possibly coming into the scene or coming into the picture, or somebody is just talking and passing about how they found this really good financial advisor. You should ask for the number because this card is saying that you would benefit greatly from somebody coming in and helping you figure out what piles to put your money in and when you can give and when you can't. But do remember that the universe keeps perfect score. And whatever you put out there will come back to you. And I promise you this, it works. I like to pay things forward sometimes because I'm not perfect. And I know at some point I'm going to screw up and the universe is going to come, and I'm hoping that I can have enough built up in my kitty that, I get a pass on something. So that's your finances. When it comes to your love life or your committed relationship, let's call it, we have a card, a Seven of Wands, which is more of a defensive card. It's, I call it standing up for yourself, right? It's standing your moral ground on some issue. I always like to recommend that you be careful what you fight for, right? Make sure that you're fighting for something that's worth fighting for, and that you're not just fighting for the sake of power or control. Sometimes in a relationship, we need to walk away. We need to let sleeping dogs lie. We need to not always have to win or not always have to have the last word in something in a relationship, because it can really put a lot of strain on it. But at the same time, you have a right to be respected. You have a right to your opinion, and you have a right to voice your opinion, whether they like it or not. Just remember, you're the one that's going to have to take whatever heat is left over from it, right? Okay. When it comes to your friends, family, and social, We have the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords is about snap decisions. It's about doing things very, very quickly. It's oftentimes, this is the personality that just jumps in and is going to fix everything for people, whether they've asked you to or not. So you need to, you know, if grandma has fallen down for the fourth time and somebody needs to grab the bull by the horns and get this woman some help because she can't live alone anymore, and that has to be you, and you have to jump in and maybe piss some people off to make that happen to protect grandma, then you got to do that. But you know, if you think you're going to jump in and fix every little problem that somebody has, you know, maybe you need to think twice, because maybe they don't want you to do that. Because oftentimes we jump in and we're going to do it our way, and maybe your way isn't the best way for them. So figure that piece out in your life. Which are you of that? And can you do both? Can you see that you're doing that and back off? And do you have the strength and the stamina and the sheer willpower and guts to stand up and jump in on a situation that really needs you? Because so many people are bystanders. They stand on the side of the road and watch an accident happen and don't even call 911. I mean, which are you in this? As far as your personal growth, I like to see this card. This card's kind of been a stalker card for me in this month. But hey, if you have to have a stalker card, it might as well be a kind one, right? Kinder, gentler, nicer you to yourself. Oftentimes, this is a card of nostalgia. When we are thinking about our spirituality, we're thinking about, oftentimes it's ritualistic. So what rituals would help you? What rituals do you have from the past? Things that you did on a regular basis that you loved, that you just, you don't do them anymore. You're not a kid or not. Maybe you used to really, really love the merry-go-round on the pier. And so what? So what if you're not 9? Go for it, You can go for it at 36 or 52 or whatever. But do something ritualistic that makes you feel young again, that makes you feel something, because that's what growth is. It's doing things that are good for us. And so find some rituals from the past, or think about what from the past could you bring into the present that might help you move forward. All right, so for our last card, we have the Death card. Okay. Final word from Spirit. There's going to be an inevitable ending of something out of your control. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just not going to feel like a good thing, right? Because who likes change, right? No, we don't like any kind of change. But there's some kind of a change coming, and it's not going to be any way of controlling it, but it is going to be how you sit in it. It is going to be how you react to it. Because listen here, it's very much a door closing for you, but there's always another one opening at the same time, right? So just know that there could be some changes coming down the pike, and don't be afraid of standing up to them and facing them with courage and with conviction, and accepting change, because that's going to be a focal point for this month. All right then, take care. See you next month.